Good morning, students. So in the previous class we already discussed the excretory system topic, almost 100 questions. The remaining questions we shall discuss in the today's class. The first question: which one of the following groups of structures or organs have similar function? Option A, Typhlosoll in earthworm. So the typhlosoll in earthworm, it helps in the absorption of the food. Intestinal villi in rat. The intestinal villi in rat, it is going to help again in the absorption only. Contractile vacuole, it is going to help for the osmoregulation. Option B, nephridia in earthworm. So the nephridia in the earthworm, it is helping in the removal of nitrogenous waste. Then the Malpighian tubules in cockroach. So the Malpighian tubules in the cockroach, it also helps in the excretion, and urinary tubules in rat. So all these three which are being mentioned in the option B, they are going to help for the excretion of the nitrogenous waste. Hence option B is the right answer. Next question: ducts of Bellini are present in. So the ducts of Bellini, they are present in the kidney. Next question: the human kidney produces how much concentrated urine than the initial filtrate formed? So the human kidney, what it produces, the initial filtrate, that will be almost 180 liters for a day, but at the end of the day it is going to produce only 1.5 liters as the concentrated urine. So almost it is going to produce 4 times more concentrated urine. Next question: what is the ratio of concentration of outer medulla to outer portion of inner medulla? The concentration of outer medulla to outer portion of the inner medulla is 2/3. Next question: the functioning of kidney is regulated by. The functioning of kidney is regulated by the juxtaglomerular apparatus, hypothalamus, that is comes under the regulation, where the body volume fluids, the amount of the body volume fluids when they are altering, so the hypothalamus, it is playing a very important role, and even the heart also. So heart, you all know that it is going to help in the angiotensinogen mechanism. So hence all of this is the answer. Next question: antidiuretic hormone causes. The antidiuretic hormone causes increased water absorption from distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct, increased glomerular filtration rate by increasing blood pressure, increases reabsorption of electrolyte from distal tubules. So option D, all of these. So here the antidiuretic hormone causes all the three functions which are being mentioned in A, B and C. Hence option D is the right answer. Next question: arrange the following steps in order. excessive loss of fluid, stimulation of osmoreceptor, stimulation of hypothalamus, release of ADH or vasopressin. ADH facilitate water reabsorption from distal tubules, increase in body fluid, switch off osmoreceptor and suppress the release of ADH. So here the what they have given the steps, it is related to the regulation of kidney. The condition is excessive loss of the condition what they have mentioned is the excessive loss of fluid. So here when the osmoreceptors get stimulated, the hypothalamus is going to get stimulated. When the hypothalamus gets stimulated, it makes the releasing of antidiuretic hormone. When the antidiuretic hormone gets released, the excessive loss of fluid is going to occur. So that is going to make the ADH hormone to absorb the water from the distal convoluted tubules. So next what happens, that is going to lead to the switch off of the osmoreceptor and suppress the release of antidiuretic hormone. If here what they have given the arrangement, so that is jumbled. Actually what they have mentioned 1 2 3 4 5 6, that is the correct sequence for the regulation of kidney when the condition is the body fluid volume is lost in more quantity. Next question, stimulus for activation of juxtaglomerular cells to release renin is or are. So that is the juxtaglomerular apparatus which releases the renin, that is due to the decrease or increase in the glomerular filtration rate, decrease or increase in the glomerular blood flow, decrease or glomerular blood pressure. So here what they have given in the ABC, that is with respect to the decrease. But if it gets increased also, the juxtaglomerular cells, they are going to release the renin. Hence all of this is the answer. Next, 109th question, RAAS. So what is this RAAS? The renin angiotensinogen mechanism. So that is going to involve juxtaglomerular apparatus, angiotensinogen, adrenal cortex, all of these. So the adrenal cortex, it is a part of adrenal gland. Angiotensinogen, it is it is a substance which is present. So here this angiotensinogen, it becomes angiotensin 1 and angiotensin 2, but angiotensin 2 will be involved in the renin angiotensinogen mechanism. Then option A is juxtaglomerular apparatus. So hence all of these is the answer. Next question, select the incorrect from the following. Juxtaglomerular rate, JG cells, renin, angiotensinogen, angiotensin 1, fourth is renin, again angiotensin 2, it is considered to be as vasoconstrictor, means it is going to make the blood vessels to become narrower. Then it is going to activate the adrenal cortex, the release of aldosterone. So when the release of aldosterone takes place, increasing of the reabsorption of sodium and the water is going to get increased from the distal convoluted tubules. So what is the question? Select the incorrect from the following. So here what the steps they have given. So among them the incorrect one is that is the C. Why C is the incorrect one? Because the renin is going to convert the angiotensinogen as angiotensin 1 and the angiotensin 2. Okay, so this, for the first time itself, the renin is going to convert the angiotensinogen to the angiotensin 1 and 2. Again, that angiotensin 1 is not making the angiotensin 2 to help in the vasoconstrictor. Okay, angiotensinogen, it converts itself as angiotensin 1 and angiotensin 2. So where directly the angiotensin 2 is going to act as the vasoconstrictor. So that's why that is the wrong one, what they have mentioned, renin. 111, increase in blood pressure is caused by. So the increase in the blood pressure is caused by increase in antidiuretic hormone secretion, increase in aldosterone secretion, increase in the angiotensin 2. Hence all of these is the answer. When the blood pressure is going to get increased, so the heartbeat is going to get increased. The pressure is when it is more. So in that condition, what happens? The angiotensin 2, it is going to vasoconstrict. Vasoconstrict means the blood vessels are going to become narrower. When the blood vessels becomes narrower, the flow of the blood becomes less. When the flow of the blood becomes less, the pressure is going to get decreased. Hence all these are the conditions which are caused by the increasing of the blood pressure. Next, which of the following is true about atrial natriuretic factor? So here the full form of ANF, what they have mentioned is autonomic nervous factor. Then an antagonistic to renin angiotensin mechanism, it causes vasoconstriction. Option D, all are true. Actually, it is the atrial natriuretic factor, it is only antagonistic to the renin angiotensin mechanism because it is not acting as a vasoconstrictor. Only the B is true about itself. Then 113th question. Find the correct steps for micturition. So here what the steps they have given, it is regarding the micturition topic. So we need to arrange those steps in the order. So the micturition, you all know that what is micturition. Micturition is the process involved in the release of the urine. Okay, so here in case of the micturition, what is going to happen, the urine what is being formed for every minute, so that urine is going to get stored or it is going to get filled inside the urinary bladder. So as on the urinary bladder there will be presence of the stretch receptors. So these stretch receptors, they go on increasing their size whenever the urine comes and gets filled in the urinary bladder. But the stretch receptors are going to get increase the size of the urinary bladder until they reach their limitation. Once the urinary bladder gets completely stretched, so these stretch receptors are going to get activated. So those stretch receptors, they are going to send the signal to the central nervous system. So that central nervous system, from the with the help of the motor nerves, they are going to send the message back to the urinary bladder, so that what the urethral sphincter will be present near the urethra, so that urethral sphincter is going to get released. Okay, so when that urethral sphincter is going to get released, the urinary bladder is going to get contracted, and the as the sphincter is going to get released, or it is going to get dilated, it leads to the process of the micturition. So this is what they have given, A B C D E, so that is in the correct order, so that's why option A is the correct answer for this question. Next question, neural mechanism of micturition is called, the neural mechanism of micturition is called micturition reflex, conditioned reflex, option B simple reflex, option D all of these. The mechanism of micturition is called micturition reflex. Next question, an adult human excretes how much urine per day? The healthy human being is going to excrete only 1 to 1.5 liters of the urine every day. Next question, on an average dash of urea is excreted out per day. So in 1 to 1.5 liters of the urine, how much amount of the urea will be present in the urine? Means it will be with 25 to 30 gram of urea will be excreted out every day by a human being. Next question, analysis of urine help in the clinical diagnosis of, so the analysis of urine help in the clinical diagnosis of metabolic disorders, malfunctioning of kidney, diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus means where the sugar in the blood will be more, hence A, B, C, all these are helping where all these are being clinically diagnosed by using the urine, hence option D all of these is the correct answer. Select the correct matching. So here they have given the color of the urine, pH of the urine, and the order of the odor of urine. So which are all the three, color, pH and the odor, all these are correctly matching, we need to check. So here the light yellow color, pH is 6 and the odor is something like pungent, characteristic. So that's why option B is the correct answer. Next question, presence of glucose and ketone bodies in urine is called, the presence of glucose and ketone bodies in urine is called glycosuria and ketonuria respectively. Next question, glycosuria and ketonuria is indicative of when a person in the body, the blood is consisting of the more glucose, so the urine is going to consist of some of the glucose and the ketone bodies, so that's why the glycosuria and ketonuria is indicative of the diabetes mellitus. Next question, sweat contains, the sweat contains watery fluid with sodium chloride, urea, lactic acid, and option D all of these. So the watery fluid, the sweat is going to contain the watery fluid, sodium chloride, urea, some amount of urea, and even the lactic acid, hence all of these is the correct answer. Next question, primary function of sweat is, the primary function of the sweat is removal of excess of water, removal of urea, cooling of body surface, and option D all of these. So the primary function of the sweat is all of these, whatever they are mentioned in A, B, C. Next question, nitrogenous waste is eliminated through, the nitrogenous waste is eliminated through kidney, sweat gland, saliva, option D all of these. So here kidney, saliva, sweat gland all are going to help in the elimination of the nitrogenous waste, that's why all of this is the correct answer. Next question, sterols, hydrocarbons and waxes are eliminated through, so the sterols, hydrocarbons and waxes are eliminated through sebaceous glands. The sebaceous glands, they are also called as the oil glands, which is going to secrete the waxy substance called as the sebum. Next question. Select the incorrect statement from the following. Liver is the second largest gland in our body. Sebum provides protective oily covering for skin. Bile contains substances like bilirubin, biliverdin, cholesterol, steroid hormones, vitamins, and drugs are passed with a digestive waste. Other than kidneys, lungs, liver, skin also helps in the elimination of excretory waste. What the statement they have mentioned in B, C, D, all these are the correct statement except the A, because what they have told is liver is the second largest gland, but actually the liver is the first or the largest gland in our body. Next question. Which is not a part of renal tubule? So here the proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule, Bowman's capsule, and the collecting duct. So here the renal tubule, it is not consisting of the collecting duct. Next question. Select the total number of excretory organ from the following found in various animals. Protonephridia, so that is a excretory organ. SA node, you all know that it comes related with respect to the heart. Nephridia, the excretory organ in case of earthworm. Hepatic CK, they are also the excretory organs. Then atrium, it is not excretory organ. Malpighian tubules, they are excretory organs. Green glands, excretory organs. Kidneys, they are excretory organs. Pons, Ommatidia, Parapodia, they are not. So totally how many are there? Protonephridia, nephridia, hepatic ceca, Malpighian tubules, green glands, and the kidney. Sorry, don't include the hepatic ceca. Protonephridia, nephridia, Malpighian tubules, green glands, kidney. Totally there are 5 excretory organs. Next question. Excretory organs help in excretion only, maintenance of acid base balance, maintenance of ionic balance. All these 3 are the functions done by the excretory organs. Hence all of these is the correct answer. Next question. Our lung removes how much of carbon dioxide per hour from the body? So the carbon dioxide which is eliminated from the lungs almost every day, it is going to remove 18 liters of the carbon dioxide. Inflammation of glomeruli of kidney is called glomerulonephritis. Next question. The stone and insoluble mass of crystallized salts formed within the kidney is generally made up of. The stone and insoluble mass of crystallized salts which are found within the kidney is generally they are made up of calcium carbonate, calcium oxalate, silica. Option D, any of these. So here the question is the stone and insoluble mass of crystallized salts which are formed within the kidney is generally it is made up of calcium oxalate. Next question. Which is the ultimate method for the correction of acute renal failure? So the acute renal failure can be corrected by the renal transplantation. Next question. Following are the steps of dialysis, that is with respect to the hemodialysis, blood is passed into a vein, blood is mixed with heparin, blood is mixed with antiheparin, blood is drained from the convenient artery, blood is passed through a coiled and porous cellophane tube bathing in dialysis fluid, removal of nitrogenous waste from blood. So where a person has got a kidney where they are not being functioning properly, so in that condition, first what they are going to do, the blood is being drained out from the major artery, and when the blood comes out, immediately that blood may go for coagulation. So that's why they are going to add the anticoagulant, that is called as the heparin. Then after adding of the anticoagulant, the heparin, so that blood is being made to pass through the dialysis unit. Then once the filtration occurs, that is the nitrogenous waste are being removed, so the again that blood comes out, that from that blood the heparin is being removed, means they are going to remove the heparin. Why? Because heparin is the coagulant, anticoagulant, where it does not allow the blood to get clotted. So before the blood is made to enter inside the body, so again they are going to add the antiheparin. Okay, after the antiheparin is being added, that blood is being passed to a person's body through a vein, so which is the first step. Then the blood is drained from a convenient artery. Okay, that, so the correct answer is option B. Next question, malfunctioning of kidney may lead to the accumulation of dash in the blood. The malfunctioning of the kidney may lead to the accumulation of the urea in the blood. Which of the following is true about the renal transplantation? Kidney transplantation is the ultimate method at the stage where drug or dialysis do not help. Immunosuppressive agents are used in kidney transplant patient. Close relatives are often used as kidney donors to minimize the risk of rejection. Option D, all the above. So here whatever they have mentioned, the ABC, all are the true about the renal transplantation, hence option D is the correct answer. So here they have given the diagram of excretory system, where we need to identify the parts of the diagram. What is the B, what is the A? Okay, so here the B is abdominal, that is the aorta. Then A is kidney, C is ureter, D is the urinary bladder, E is urethra, and the F is renal pelvis. Next question, 137. Match the function. Here they have given the two columns. One is section 1, section 2, where in the section 1 they have mentioned the parts of the excretory system. In the section 2, in the section 1 they have mentioned the function, so we need to match those. Ultrafiltration, where the ultrafiltration is going to takes place. So the ultrafiltration, it is going to takes place inside the Malpighian corpuscles. Next, concentration of urine. So the concentration of urine is going to get changed in the Henle's loop. Third one, transport of urine. So the transport of urine is being done by the ureter. Storage of urine, it is being done by the urinary bladder. So hence option A is the right answer. Next question. Again they have given the following diagram, where we need to identify what is A, B, C, D, E and F. So here the A is it is the inferior vena cava, B is the medulla, C is B is the kidney, C is medulla, D is the renal artery, and E is urinary bladder. Next question, go through the following figure. So again they have given the diagram where we need to identify what is A, B, C, D and E. So here A is the calyx, B is renal column, C is renal capsule, D is the renal vein. So all the next questions are the diagrammatic questions where these questions are very easy to understand, so you can go through by your own, as this PDF is also having the key answers, and I'm going to attach the link of this PDF file for this video. You can check it in the description box. Thank you students, keep studying.